Sometimes, Jerry, 4 hours isn't just enough time to cram in all the stuff we have to talk about. I mean, maybe we could ask Mutt and Merloni to give us an hour of their show. We could go to 11 o'clock.
I bet they would.
Or halfway, go to
Nice
noon.
guys.
Do 6 hours.
Yeah.
We got a Celtics-Wizards preview we got to go over. That's tonight at the Garden. We can discuss the Patriots' record after the bye week, which should be good. I think what would be fun would be to revisit the Patriots-Bills game number 1, the one where they beat him up so bad they made him quit and cry.
That's right.
That was good.
I'll never forget it. It was Ryan Fitzpatrick's finest performance.
They made them cry.
Right.
Ben Cherington in Indian Wells, his to-do list, including, now we find out, Torrey Hunter might be interested. Do they ever go to places like Detroit or Cleveland, these baseball execs?
No.
Indian Wells, Palm Springs, Miami, Honolulu.
No. Yeah. Torrey Hunter sounds a lot like Mike Cameron at this
does
point
sound
in his
a lot
career,
like
doesn't
Mike
he?
Cameron, yeah.
Good clubhouse guy,
Yeah.
right-hander,
Yeah.
former Gold Glover, great defender, good guy in the community.
And suddenly now wants to be here.
Yeah, a lot of friends on the team, a lot of
Yeah,
similarities to Mike Cameron, one of Theo Epstein. Think of it. They wasted $16 million on Mike Cameron. It's not even on Theo's resume. He made so many mistakes.
Yeah.
It's like not even there
I know.
anymore. You look at it and you go,
It's an afterthought.
I guess you can only fill one page. After that, people lose interest.
Once you get down to the bottom of the legal pad,
yeah, it's
with the Dice K's of the world.
and that's $15 million.
Yeah.
$15.5 million just lit it on fire, and it's like, yeah, whatever.
Hunter was not offered a qualifying offer by the Angels, which would have paid the outfielder $13.3 if offered and accepted. He just finished off a 5-year, $90 million deal, making $18 million in 2012. 313, 817 OPS, 16 home runs in 140 games. But don't forget, he plays good defense.
Yes.
Plays good defense.
And he's a dear, dear friend of David Ortiz.
Yes.
And I don't think Ortiz is happy enough. You got to do more things to make him happy. Because he is a wonderful guy.
In the famous words of Lou Gorman, where would we play Torrey Hunter?
Right?
I
guess. Yeah, Cody Ross is gone.
Or trade Ellsbury, or in Indian Wells.
That's a possibility. Wouldn't that be cool if Ben Cherington just went out there and said, damn it, Ellsbury's available. Who wants him?
Yeah.
Stood up in front of the whole room. Who wants him? And
what do you give me for him?
Made a deal. I mean, that's what Billy Beane would do. Made up his mind, said, I want to trade him, and just traded him. Just, didn't even concern himself with the fallout, with the
ballsy.
PR. It would be ballsy. And we got, I think it's Mike Silverman's out there, right? And he did some possibilities.
Silverman is there.
We can go over
Scott
those.
Lauber, as a matter of fact.
If we have time,
I know,
can
that's
go
true.
over all the possible Ellsbury trades.
Also, we could revisit Andy Reid and Michael Vick. That's always fresh. Those two guys supporting one another, having each other's back.
Yeah, fascinating.
How about this? How about we ask Adam Vinatieri to compare and contrast the 3 quarterback NFL he's played with? Well, he's played with more than 3, but the 3 important ones.
I'm going to guess he likes them all.
Luck, Manning, and Brady.
Lucky him.
Do that. And we could revisit Pedroia, reliving the Bobby Valentine debacle. That was interesting on the big show.
Caballito.
And then, of course, there's the National Hockey League labor talks.
Oh, I think that's got to be our focus.
Yeah.
You start.
Hey, who's that? Paul Gallant.
What's up, fellas?
Good morning.
How you doing?
Paul Gallant.
Paul Gallant. Now, how's it Gallant, not Gallant? Can you choose, or is it
My mother.
your mother said Gallant?
Yeah, my dad
you
said Gallant, and my mom wasn't having that.
Gallant.
Yep.
Is it French?
French Canadian, yeah.
You could change. You're a big TV star now. There's a camera in there.
Yeah, I see it.
You got some guys have stage names, TV names. John Dennis is a good one.
Harvey Leonard.
Harvey
Leonard's
Leonard.
one. Yeah.
Chet Curtis.
Yeah.
You could make it. What do you want to make it? Gallant?
I like it. Paul Gallant, that's fine.
I forgot. Which one is it?
It's Gallant.
Is it like the Mitsubishi?
Yep, we actually used to have one, the Gallant Mobile.
You had a Mitsubishi Gallant?
Yep, we did. It was awesome.
And you bought it just because of the name?
Well, my dad might have. I don't know. You got to ask Gare Bear about that.
Ask who?
My dad's named Gary. Call him Gare Bear.
Gare Bear?
You call your dad Gare
You
Bear?
call your
Yep.
dad Gare Bear.
Mark Tape.
That's a little weird.
Yeah.
That's a little
Gallant's
weird.
okay.
Yeah.
Gallant
Do you have any, what was your nickname in high school?
Didn't have one in high school. I actually have one at the place where I work now because they thought I was an intern the first day. So they called me.
I thought you were an intern.
Yep, I know. I
You're
look like I'm
not?
10 years old. I look like I'm 10 years old in high school still. But they called me Bootsy, I guess, the first day I was there. And I have no idea why. The afternoon host thought I was an intern. And, when you think of Bootsy, you kind of think of like a cat or something. Bootsy Collins.
Bootsy?
You didn't have boots on?
It doesn't
No, I did
work.
not.
No boots on.
That doesn't work.
Bootsy doesn't.
What's your
like
middle name?
Maurice.
Ooh, that might work.
it. Maurice.
Maurice.
Call him Mo.
Yeah, Mo.
Hey, Mo.
Mo Gallant.
Mo Gallant. You need to be Mo Gallant. Get it?
No, I don't get it.
When you take a woman out on a date, if you're not getting your way, you need to be Mo Gallant. Gallant is like deferential and opening doors.
Gallant?
Gallant.
I don't
Look
think
up the
I've ever-
definition of
I don't think
gallant.
I've ever used that. I mean,
You never heard
adjective.
that term? Gallant?
You ever sang
To
the
be
national
more
anthem?
gallant?
Yes.
It's
Mo
the national
Gallant.
anthem.
It is. What does it say in national?
Gallantly streaming, bro.
That's not the same. Gallantly.
If someone is gallant, they pull out the chair, they open the door.
What if they're gallant?
That's different.
Right.
That's different.
I know gallant, but I don't know gallant.
Gallant.
Gallant. Would it be gallant to pull up in the front of the restaurant in the rain and let her off?
You'd have to ask my roommate that.
Yeah, Dino was a friend in college, went on a date, and when he picked her up, he was like a blind date, right?
Kind of
Dino?
a blind date, yeah.
Picked her up, she was not quite what he was expecting,
Yeah.
so it was raining.
Little
They went to
Just
the-
kept driving.
Little substandard.
Went to the restaurant, pulled up, and said, "I'll park the car.
Don't want you to get wet.
Don't want you to get wet," because he was Mo Gallant right there, right?
Trying to be
So
Mo
he
Gallant.
dropped her off, and then he changed his mind on the date.
There you go. See, that's what you got to do.
Did he
Yeah.
go home, or did he just go out? And what did he do?
I don't know what he did after that.
He just
I think he might have gone home.
he went home.
Yeah, and she's still standing there by the maitre d', saying, "Table for two. He'll be here in a minute."
and he's still
20 years later?
struggling with his guilt
Yeah,
for doing such a mean, cruel, awful thing.
Gallant, smartly or boldly stylish and dashing.
Sounds about right.
Fascinating.
Unflinching in battle. That's gallant. Nobly or selflessly resolute. Stately or majestic. Gallant is a fashionable young man. A man courteous and attentive to women. See, that's the one I was thinking about. Gallant. Or a woman's lover or paramour is also a gallant. These things all apply to you, don't they?
You could say that.
Are you married?
No.
No.
Hell no. Please no.
Do you shave?
Yes, every day. Got to.
It's a good-looking guy, huh? I
Good-looking
mean,
guy.
most of the people we've had in here are homely. They're radio guys.
Faces for radio.
It's kind of a theme on this show. Most of the people who've been on this show since are kind of homely. You're a different looking. But isn't he, Dino, looks like the type belongs on TV. Are you aspiring to do TV?
Maybe someday. But
you know what? He has a sitcom look to him.
Yeah,
and I mean
he
that
does.
in the good
Yeah,
way.
it's a
The
sitcom.
wholesome.
which character am I? Am I the wild card? Am I the third wheel here? Am I the guy that
The
comes?
gay
am I
guy. The
Costanza?
gay guy. Yeah, that gay guy that's always there.
Or the goody two shoes, or the booty two shoes.
Oh.
The guy that does everything
Yeah,
right.
no,
gets,
I know what you're
gets
talking
good
about.
grades. Doesn't get in trouble.
So
What do
he's
you-
like the
doesn't
boring,
smoke
I'm the boring
weed.
character.
Chach is a big sitcom guy. What do you think, Chach? Does he look like a sitcom guy?
Yeah, he looks
Maybe
like a kid
maybe
from
Like,
How
like
I
the
Met
Modern
Your Mother.
Family. He should be in Modern Family.
No, I'm the How I Met Your Mother after, a little
Yeah.
older and a few more miles
Yeah, I can see
on
that.
him. Yeah, we got a lot in common.
Yeah, age.
Isn't it Neil Patrick Harris?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the other guy. I can't think of his name. In How I Met Your Mother. That's what he looks like. The lead character.
That's how bad it is
Ted.
right now, Dino.
Ted.
The gay guy lost. The gay guy. I was
Everybody
supporting him.
lost, Jay.
I was supporting him
Yeah.
100%.
Well, you tend to do that.
I do that, yeah.
Yeah.
It felt good and liberating. I had the back of the gay guy. I was really psyched to vote for the gay guy, and he went down. And the Globe supported him.
Endorsed him.
The Globe.
Yeah.
So the Globe can't be.
He's a Republican, right?
I don't know what that means. What's that mean? I just know he's a nice guy.
A nice guy.
and would have done great things. Yeah, but sexual preference takes precedence over everything, and I
Indeed.
think we need more gay representatives in Washington. And the guy lost.
Imagine if you're one of the candidates, how disappointed you are today.
Oh,
Imagine.
he's going to go off now and blame me.
Now
saying,
I'm
I
getting
started.
No. I'm going
I
somewhere
started
else. I'm
it.
going
Yeah, right.
somewhere else. Was there anybody more disappointed than my roommate Brian's date, who, by his description, was very, very happy to see him because he had a nice car. He had like a back in the day like a
Like a Mitsubishi Galant.
no, he didn't have
There
a
you
Galant.
go.
He had like a Datsun 300Z. And it was kind of a blind date, and Brian's a fairly good-looking guy, and he picks her up, and she looked like she had won the 100-yard dash in a 90-yard gym.
Yeah.
Boom, smacked the face in the wall. And
Did
so
she get his license plate number?
I don't know. So he pulls up in a Z, and he's a good-looking guy. He's gallant, and takes her to the restaurant. It's raining. She gets out. She's waiting for him. Would that would be about as disappointed as you could possibly be, to be stood up like that by a guy with a nice car, has a nice future, somebody to want a date at a nice restaurant.
Sounds like the
hurt.
plot to a Lifetime movie.
Yeah. Can you think of
That
times
would
you've been
hurt.
She
more
gets
disappointed?
revenge at the end.
When have you been more disappointed? Than
disappointed.
this poor woman's name? I wish I knew her name. I don't.
What did she look like?
I said looks like she won the 100-yard
I know,
dash.
but like, give me a
a little on the stocky side. Stocky. Little stocky.
husky,
Husky.
big boned,
Zoftic.
Zoftic.
All of those things.
I know there's been lots of disappointments.
But she had a really nice personality.
I don't know. I mean, I can't even think. It's of a time that I've
Well, how
really,
about-
really disappointed.
Most recently, I would say.
Where it keeps you up at night.
Yeah, when Brady and Wes Welker did not connect on that pass in the Super Bowl.
That'd be one of those things
That's
where
in
you
the
feel
top 10, isn't
physically
it?
ill.
Yeah.
I had a weekend like that. Both my high school teams that I was rooting for were both undefeated. They both lost.
This past weekend or,
Yeah.
or some other weekend?
This past weekend, that was a tough one.
Yeah.
I always think as a kid, when they lost the 75 World Series, I cried.
Oh, yeah.
I cried.
Yeah.
It was so disappointing. And I couldn't sleep. And I lay in bed and said, God, why didn't you let us win? One of those type of deals. It was close.
And it was just such
7
the
games.
opposite feeling from the Fisk home run.
Yeah, the Fisk home run was the big high. And
Yeah.
then the next game, there was a real downer. And
Wasn't there a long rain out?
yes.
But
it was like
3
3
games?
days.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
So
long,
they set you
painful
up for this
process.
ripping your heart
but you
out
really,
thing.
and that was when, before Boston fans, long before Boston fans got so spoiled that when they, if they have a loss, they can say, oh, we'll win next year. Like the Patriots lose to the Giants, and they say, oh, they'll be back in the Super Bowl
Yes.
next year.
Yeah.
Those days there was a long drought. They
Absolutely.
just didn't win. They didn't win anything. I mean, I guess the Bruins won, in 70 and 72, but the Red Sox hadn't won. I don't know if you wear this since 1918.
No.
Patriots were generally
The laughingstock.
a
Indeed.
doormat.
Yeah.
Celtics won in the year before, I guess, but they were expected to win. The Red Sox, it was special. It was something. They lost. Same in 78.
Yeah.
78.
Bucky,
when Yaz
bleeping
popped
Dent.
up. Yaz popped up. Nettles made the catch. I was in school, and they let us watch it on this black and white
Oh,
TV
yeah,
after
yeah.
school in the weight room, and it was like the feeling was they will never ever win. It can't happen. It won't happen. Painful, and it was frustrating. And it felt
Well, it's so long ago. The pain has dulled. I think isn't more sharp, more acute pain the 18-0 season that ended with the loss.
that's
to the
up there.
Giants?
worse.
Yeah,
That's got to be though. That's
and-
it's
and
more
you know
recent,
why?
It's more painful.
Yeah, you're younger, a little younger, Paul. I mean, Gallant. I mean, Mo. I mean, Maurice.
Mo Gallant.
Wouldn't that compare? Because 18-0 was awesome. It was something to see.
Yeah.
It was an event every week. And then 18-0 became a bad thing, a negative.
Mhm.
Yes.
That they were 18-0
And didn't win at all.
and didn't win at all. You remember that it's like the ultimate favorite. The ultimate, even though the point spread might not have been the highest, it was an undefeated team that had kicked ass for much of the year. And when you lose in the Super Bowl, even by whatever it was, 3 points, it makes all that just
Not only worthless, but more painful.
disappointing.
And what makes it even worse, I was up at school in Syracuse at the time in the frozen cold wasteland that is central New York, and everyone all of a sudden became a Giants fan, and I only had this crappy little Patriots jacket that did not keep me warm at all, that I had to wear to every single class. Wore it for 3 months, and I got crap from everybody, not just Giants fans. Eagles fans were piling on.
Well, Eagle fans pile on anybody.
Yeah, there was
they pile on
real-
Mother Teresa.
there was real schadenfreude in that one because the Patriots had run up the score every week. They got caught, videotape
Right.
and all that. And then they took the revenge out on the league and just rolled people, and they became, the bully. And I think even though they were the Giants and they'd won before, they were New York, they were America's team that
yes,
day.
yes.
And people, I would be enjoying that if I were living in,
Anywhere else.
somewhere, Des Moines, Iowa, or
Paducah.
somewhere. I would be saying, I don't want to see. If
This
that were
is
the
the way it should
Cowboys,
be.
if that were some other team, Packers going 18-0, I'd be saying, knock them off their
I
pedestal.
wonder what percentage of the United States was rooting against the Patriots to not complete the season. We know the Miami Dolphins were, right?
Yeah, I'd say I don't know,
Mercury
70,
Morris.
75%.
Those
I'd
guys.
say at least more than 2/3.
Oh, easily, don't you think?
I mean, I
They were a hateable team if you weren't
Yeah.
from around here.
they still are. The Patriots are. I mean, they've won so much. Don't you? It's all it takes. I mean, when you think about it, when you're younger, think of who you hated. They just teams who won. I mean, the Cowboys.
Yeah.
You know, the Yankees.
See, I grew up in Pittsburgh, so my team was always hated by everybody else.
Yeah, right. Everyone Pittsburgh.
Oh!
They weren't hateable people. I mean, like Chuck Noll wasn't hateable.
Oh, but they had some hateable people.
Not compared to.
Well, they had Mean Joe
like the
Green.
Raiders.
Yeah,
They had
exactly.
Elsie Greenwood.
I
No, Jack
didn't hate
Tatum's.
them.
Jack Lambert.
I love Mel
mean
Blunt.
guys.
I love Jack
Oh, Mel
Lambert.
Blunt's a badass.
I love Jack Lambert. I didn't hate Elsie Greenwood or Ernie Holmes. I didn't hate them. You think America hated them
Yeah.
because they were punks? They hated them because they won. Lynn Swann.
Dan Jenkins famously wrote a line, and this resonated with a lot of people. When they played the Minnesota Vikings in the Super Bowl, and I think the score was 16-6, and I think the Vikings had like 16 total yards of offense and kicked 2 field goals. Dan Jenkins wrote about the game and said, I knew the night before that this was going to be an absolute wipeout. I visited both team hotels. That was back in the day when media could actually go to the team hotel and
Right.
get in and not have security stop you. And he said the Minnesota Vikings hotel was buttoned up like a church. I mean, every door was locked, every light was off, every shade was pulled. There was no players to see, nothing. He said, I went to the 4th floor, and there in a suite were Elsie Greenwood, Mean Joe Green, Jack Lambert, Ernie Holmes, and a bunch of other guys sitting around drinking gin and tonic and laughing with music on. And he said, I knew at that point who was going to win the game tomorrow.
I mean, hey, they were awesome. They were awesome. I watched them, every week, and I was in awe. They were a great defense. They had a lot of personality. I didn't hate
You
them.
know what the Cowboys have managed to do?
I hate the Cowboys.
They've managed to be a hated team even
though they don't
win.
win. Yeah.
Even though they don't win.
It's true. People still hate the Cowboys, even though they haven't won since '94. And even though they don't have that many hateable guys, I think their owners are polarizing.
Yes, he is.
Does
Their
anyone
fans
hate-
are hateable. Their
does anyone-
fans are the most
That's
hateable.
true. It's like with the Eagles. I don't care who's on the Eagles. I hate them because their fans
are
just
sphincters.
obnoxious people. We spent a
Right.
week with them down in Jacksonville. And
Yep,
they're
I was
just-
there for that game, and my stepdad is an Eagles fan, and he was fine, but he took me to the game, and I'm wearing a Patriots jersey. I'm like,
Uh-oh.
who's your son with this Down syndrome? Because I was wearing a Patriots jersey going to the game, and I swear to God, at least 3 Eagles fans asked me, who's this moron?
Yeah,
To my
we watched
stepdad.
them. I watched them with
Yeah.
my own eyes. Abuse kids. I don't mean
Accost,
like hit them.
Oh, 6, 7-year-old
like
kids.
yell at them and swear at them. Oh, well, hey, I lived it, man. You know the story. You don't know.
Jerry
Paul.
almost got beat up.
I was on TV in Philly, and it was an outdoor stage, an outdoor set with our old friend Mike Barkan
In Jacksonville.
and my good friend Sam Donnellan in Jacksonville. So they come around. It's a Philly station, so they're all around, and they surround and they start yelling at me on the air, and they don't know my last name because Mike's calling me Jerry. And so they start whispering, it's Jerry, and they all start cheering, Jerry sucks, Jerry, and they don't know and they don't know,
Yeah.
they just know I'm Boston, and what I'm saying, they're all trying to hear what I'm saying. They got the Eagle jackets on and the Brian Dawkins shirts, and I'm saying, what is the next step here? I have to walk. Remember, we were on the other side of the river.
Yes.
I had to walk across the river on the bridge. And I'm saying, how's this going to work? And I hung out with Barkan for a while and hoped it would die down. And they
Never
were
did.
It did. I mean, there weren't hundreds, but I walked out of maybe 20 minutes later, and they're still, you suck, and I just kept walking, saying, how are they gonna follow me? And I go across the bridge, and I'm looking. It's like in a movie. I'm
like a Jerry
I'm
Springer
like
show
Billy,
with
Billy,
Jerry.
what's his name, trying to get out of Turkey.
Yeah.
Billy, whatever,
Yeah.
the Midnight Express guy. And he escapes jail, and he's looking back, and then he finally starts skipping. Remember the end of that movie?
Exactly.
He starts skipping because he escaped the Turkish prison. I'm looking back. I'm looking. Then you got at the other side of the river. You were free. Remember, Patriots fans were over there.
Right.
Eagles fans were
In that little compressed area.
Yeah, and it was just so tight, and they were just awful, rotten people. So, point is, I don't care who the Eagles have. I don't care that the quarterback's a dog-killing, reprobate, and I just know that the people who root for him are despicable.
That Andy Reid won punt, pass, and kick when he was 200 pounds
one
heavier
of the-
than any
one
other
of the
kid in the
great
competition.
videos.
As one of the great of all time. 617-779-7937 is the new phone number. 37937 is the new AT&T text line. Greg Bedard, Boston Globe, will join us to talk some football in the 8 o'clock hour. Stephen and Worcester and the rest of your phone calls next with Dennis and Callahan.